redesigned a hospital tray. We took the hospital tray, we changed its shape, we added magnets, we added new dishes, and we integrated it into the system in a way that improved the lives of the workers, of the patients. It made it easier to get to your food, and it made it easier and simpler to wash the entire tray with dishes attached. But the tray doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's not just, oh, this tray magically appeared. This tray starts down in dining services, comes up through nurses, and it comes to the patients. And so for Module 4, what we're doing is we're redesigning everything else about the meal. Well, not everything, but we're redesigning the rest of the meal, okay? We fixed part of the problem, but we have so much more that we can do. In the hospital, everything comes down to treatment. Everything that's there, every reason that you come to the hospital so you can get better. If you're sick, the hospital is there. It's the one place where you know there are always people waiting to help you out. And so these meals, they're not simply tasty. They're important parts of the nutrition that your body needs to return to health. As it is though, most patients aren't aware of how their meals are really affecting them. Currently, only patients with restrictions on diet due to conditions such as diabetes will be provided nutritional information with their meals. It usually happens only once a day. It's given with the first meal of the day, breakfast, a single sheet with the entire day's nutritional facts. It has to be printed out and brought up to the patient's rooms. All patients deserve to understand their care. Nutritionists are on call, but there's only so many hours in the day and so many patients that nutritionists can come and consult. It does happen. Patients with extreme conditions, patients with diabetes, patients with special needs will get to see a nutritionist. But it's not for everyone, and it's only every once in a while. So, our solution is this. Click. The television. Every room has a TV in the hospital. Every patient expects there to be a TV. It's as much a part of our hospital as the beds, as the doctors. We just know it to be there in our cultural mindset. And really importantly, every patient can use a television. And so what we've done is we've integrated into the TV your meal ordering, and importantly, all the nutritional information for your meal. So you have your menu, you have your choices, and this will be on the television. All patients know how to use the remote. They have the remote. They can come through. They can choose their remote. And with just the press of a button, when you're selecting any single option, it's going to come up. It's going to show you the nutritional information. It's going to give you how many calories, how much sodium, and you can instantly see there, is this going to help me? Is this going to hurt me? And more than just nutrition, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having treatments visible. Medication, treatment. Right now you have a single consultation with the pharmacist or with your nurse. When your nurse comes and they start you on your treatment regime. And that's pretty much it. Any other information is going to come through a brochure, it's going to come through a pamphlet, and you just have to read it. And they state it's tiny text, you have it up to your face like this. It's really, really not a good way to get information to patients. These brochures, yes, they can have great information, but we can do so much more by presenting information through every patient's personalized interface. It'll have their medication, it'll have their treatment. For patients with vision impairment, maybe you can't read a brochure because your eyesight is going. So with the press of the button, now your TV reads out information to you. you can implement videos to augment this information, because it can get technical, and a video has an amazing way of demonstrating to people how things really work. So that's what we're proposing, a new level of interaction between the hospital patient and their meal and their medication through the use of reinventing the screens around them. But it doesn't end there. The meal doesn't just show up in the patient's lap. It's not, and now I eat, because that's the time of day. There are people down, usually in the basement, in dining services. And on every tray, it comes along, and you have a little meal ticket, you have to hit it up, and then you add your chunk of the meal to the tray. Assembly line. And every worker on the tray line will add one piece of the meal. What we propose is adding a single unified screen for every few workers, and as it goes, a clear, large format text will show everything that tray needs. They'll scroll just in time for the trays, and it'll make it much easier because the trays are already on conveyor belts in the majority of hospitals. They're moving at a fixed pace already. So it makes sense to just have the menu move with them rather than paper menus you take it down, pick it up. It's a ton of work, and it ends up being hard. And then from there, all these trays go into a cart. The carts go, they come up to the patients, and the way they get there is by coming to the nurse's station. They come up to the nurse's station, the nurses then have to go through, check all the tickets, bring it to all the rooms. The patients, or the nurses, they can now see on their screen with a simple interface, have the names, they'll bring it over to the rooms, and instantly get it to the patients. It's there with all the patient's medical information, with the allergy information, nutrition information is there. Suddenly, everything is integrated. All these screens that are already there have so much more meaning, so much more fun. But that's not it. It also has an ecological impact because we're saving all that patience.
Currently, 400 tons of paper is used in hospitals a month.
If you guys could sum it up in basically 4 sentences.
Okay, well, this is the other main impact. We save tons and tons of paper. We think that's a huge change to the system. It's incremental, but it makes a really lasting impact.
I'm curious what kinds of research you guys did in the previous modules. Did you guys get out to these hospitals and see some of these hospitals yourselves?
Yeah, we did. In the last module, we went out, we went to rooms when we were redesigning the tray, and we did a lot of research, also online, about how the dining services went. And for this module, we did go to a hospital again. We got down to dining services, we got to see the tray line and how it works. They showed us all the dishes, gave us information on how the entire process works.
So Justin, Lincoln, did you go to these places?
We went to St. Elizabeth in Omaha for the first one.
Right.
Third one. And then Granite Edge.
One thing I'm curious about is they didn't connect the paper waste to the previous problem. The paper waste from like the menus and all this, like the pamphlets and
All the
things.
pamphlets, all of it, comes in. Paper doesn't have an insane cost, so they can keep on doing it, but it's not like it's helping them.
Nice. If you guys had more time, what's the next thing that you would push out and research more on, or like test? Are there any assumptions in what you're designing here that you kind of want to validate with hospital staff, patients? What kinds of questions do you have at the end of this?
Yeah, just IT questions,
Okay.
essentially. Like, we understand that we have patient records and there's specific front ends that are used for taking meal order, if they set up logistics and everything.
Okay.
And we just want to make sure that we could, get them switched up to our liking. We know we could change it to be more accessible. We want to make sure we could get it as accessible as we want. And those would be the sorts of questions we'd ask. Yeah.
So, just so I can understand, but you originally started out talking about the redesign of the kitchen tray, the actual serving tray, but this led you to the process of delivery, rather than the process of delivering the actual product, and then how that's kind of disseminated for I'm just trying to understand the process here.
Yeah.
And how that's disseminated to the patient, so to speak. And then you showed just a small dorky little TV like up in the corner. I think there's more to it than that. I don't know if really replacing what you get in the brief pamphlet and then what's on the screen is going to be that much different. So can you kind of describe a little bit more of the process? What's the interface between what's there and what's here, and what you can actually just tell someone that would be there with you anyway?
Yeah. The basics are already given verbally, right? So the nurse comes in and says, your medication, this is what I really wanted. They have to tell you risks associated, but it's not very much. It's only really that one time. The rest of the time, a pamphlet is really difficult to deal with. Text is small, and there's really only so much you can put on a pamphlet. And so what the TV allows is it allows you to put more information and allows you to put different kinds of information like video that can make it easier for patients to understand rather than trying to go through and if you don't understand some of the jargon of the pamphlet, it can get a little difficult without getting to see the
I guess what I'm reaching for is that the TV is a fixed object out there in space, right?
Yeah.
And there's a distance between, if I'm laying in bed and there's a TV, it's up there. It kind of feels inaccessible. So is there another method that you would think about? That could bring it closer to me so that it kind of reduces that distance?
Yeah. During the process we were going through, I think about using things like iPads, tablets. But the issue with that one going away was just because it's hard to ensure every patient is able to have access to a copy. It's a huge investment for the hospital. And when we interviewed people, they said it was great, but they wouldn't really be implementing new technology quickly enough to that.
Okay, so that's great that you say that, because what you're replacing is that technology, is that infrastructure, and it is going to be this huge cost. So I don't know if there's really a cost burden to provide every patient with the tablet.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really that much burden on the system, because you're taking a paper kind of processing thing, and there's probably duplicates of that, there's probably readouts and printouts of that can all be interfaced into one thing. And so there's just, if you think about all of the steps and the processes that go into, you can go for a simple blood draw. How many stickers are placed on the vial? They have copies for the copies for the copies for the copies. And so if you can replace all that, that's a huge infrastructure that could be all right in one device. And that could be, it can be moved around. It can be, the file, the patient can have a file here, and then it's just sent to the kitchen, so to speak. So I don't know if it's really that big a deal.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think we were thinking just work as much as we can with what they have now, so that obvious like investment change they have to do, trying to keep the financial impact low. But that's a good point that I guess we could have saved a lot of money with that.
Curious. I think the TV idea is interesting, leveraging that technology that's already there. I'm curious if you did any research on actually the usage of those TVs. Like, how often, what is their utility rate? Like, how often are people actually using the TV during the day? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you only reach, let's just say hypothetically, 70% of people are in hospital beds across the U.S. Like, that's if we're out there. What would that inform you about how you can design the system better? The reason I ask is, it's in every room, but does everybody use it? It's tough.
Yeah. We did research the student TV. I guess that was an assumption. Just because we know like the cultural prevalence of television, and we felt that because it's there, it's not too much work to just put the TV on, and it starts at a station or a neighborhood, right? So yeah, we found like a huge amount of work, especially against it seems more personable, more like they are talking to each other.
No, it's an interesting, the project in itself is looking at linear process which is huge. 30 seconds, 1 minute, whatever, helps save energy costs to 15 seconds. It's a really challenge to tackle. There's a lot of steps that kind of need to be, to me, for the scale of this presentation, it's very high. And so if there's a way to augment the presentation with what is an actual tray? That would have been nice to see. How does that tray actually work within the system? You talk about conveyor belting. I just saw, a sliding, moving station, kind of a single line kitchen. And that's actually the way it works. It's efficient. So, is there any kind of improvement on that process?
Yeah, we had trouble getting images. They didn't allow those hospitals to come to using the actual conveyor belt timing services. And yeah, I think we should definitely be good to have those physical objects. Yeah, we weren't sure how to I guess, program and implement this entire system into a television. So we were kind of unsure of how to, show beyond images.
Yeah, I guess just from my context, there's two sides to this. There's the hospital side, and there's the user side. On the user side, these are people who are like tremendous capacity. They're sick. That's the reason they're at the hospital. And so I was looking at, I didn't get to see all of it. I missed something that was critical. I didn't see much to me much about how you're helping those people with a diminished capacity to make this an easier circumstance. And within that context, what if English is not their first language? What if they can't see as well as they might see? What if they aren't used to the terminology that's used relative to the description of the meals? I travel abroad a lot. When I go in other countries, I love the menus that have pictures, because I can just point to the picture. I don't have to tell them in Chinese what I want. They don't have to explain to me what it is. It's a more immediate kind of thing. So within the context of the things that you were talking about, you could use the full screen to sort of scroll through the main menu things, and so they're going to help to have the whole image easier for them to see. They would have something that's more immediate, that didn't require them to translate the language into the actual thing, and it would have helped on the patient side. So there seems to be the electronic interface is helpful on the hospital side, because they're into the machine, right? It's not really the people side of it. It's the processing the stuff and making sure that it gets there. The people side of it, however, there's a lot more to do with how you're making it easier for those people who are to do what they want to do. The other thing is that there's a sort of layer of it that I thought was interesting because I didn't see it in development, which is somebody wanted to know what this does for their treatment, that they have the ability to click to learn more about it. A lot of people that are sick, I don't really care. I trust these people, they're going to do it. I just want to get back to sleep, as part of this sort of. So there's development of a layering of the possibility of if somebody wants to know more, they can know more. If they don't want to know more, they don't have to navigate that other side of things. So I didn't see as much. Maybe you should show it before I got it. I didn't see much that didn't talk about how you're making it easier on the patient side. From a certain level, I would rather tell a person, let them punch it up on there, than try and do it myself. And really not be able to do that. Or my arms are broken. Or, there's a whole array of image capacity that you have to overcome. And I think efficiency isn't necessarily always the best thing on the people side of it. On the hospital side, efficiency isn't always the best thing either, because the reason they do these things more than once is because you don't want somebody to have their operation on the wrong arm or whatever it is. So the sort of redundancy helps it to be resilient, helps it to sort of make sure that a mistake is made, because mistakes are high in this environment.
Need to move on. Otherwise, we're not going to finish.